Hello everybody and welcome to our channel Bug Solver. So as all you know that our channel is just for solving the bugs, right? The bugs is any kind of bug, like it is kind of a programming bug, it's in your PC, computer, and any kind of bug will solve. All the solutions are available on this channel. Right. So today video, the agenda of this today's video is basically to solve basic Python bugs we are facing, right? Kind of indexing error, kind of name error and syntax error who are very like a beginner in the in Python programming. So they should know about this error. Suppose that they're making a big application and writing some code, right? And the error, the program will give you an error like name error, and you do not know what the name error is basically. So for this particular video, our motive is that to come to know what the name error is, what the indexing error is, and all the error discussed in that today's video, right? So here we go, and let's start the video, right? So firstly, when you get syntax error, so we will start from zero, right? Because when you're going to learn some programming language, you should know about the error, why this error is also going through, right? This is also this is also helpful in kind of suppose you're giving some interview, right? The interviewer will tell you to write a code, right? Suppose that try to find the factorial of a number, right? And you the program you write and it will give an error. You should know what the error is basically. The interviewer can ask you a question what the error is basically and how to resolve this, right? So by this video we can get what the error is actually. So let's start the video. So firstly, suppose that I just write this, right? Print hello, right? In just double quotes. I'm not giving any brackets of that. So what it will give you, it's a syntax error. So you should know about actually collab will give you right the solution of that also. You can search in Stack Overflow also. But if we just give this, right, so it will just print the hello, right? So why this syntax error occurs? So in all the programming languages, there is a particular syntax for writing a code in that language, right? Suppose we are talking in C language, C++ language, right? In C language, you should write int a is equal to 10, and in another languages, in Python language, you just write a is equal to 10. You need not to give a data type to that, right? There is a syntax for writing any particular of statement in that. Okay, so if we are not writing that statement in that appropriate manner, then it will give you a syntax error. So I think this is much clear to all of you about what the syntax error is, right? Next, I think you must be familiar about the list and the data types in the Python language, right? So I'm just giving a 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 4, any list, right? So when I just print L of 0, what it will give you? The 1. Yes, it is 1. And if suppose I'm giving I think all of you must familiar with the indexing of the list also, right? If the 0 is here, the with the index 1, 2 is there with the index 2, and 4 is indexed with 2, right? And so if I am giving 2 here, so what it will be? 4. If I am giving 3 here, it is giving list index error. This is called index error. Right. Index errors means suppose that your list range is 0 to 100 and you are going to accessing the element above 100, right? 101 and 102 and whatever above the 100, right? If you are accessing that element, then it will give an indexing error, right? It is not that particular in the list, but suppose that in array also, if you want to access any element that is not present in the array, it will give you that. And if the by giving index, suppose arr arrays of the length 10 and you are going to access the array of 11, then it will give an error, right? Because the index list, your list is index out of range. I think this is also clear to you what the index error is actually. So let's just wrap up. And next error is basically module not found error. What the module not found error is basically in the Python language, right? And a lot of modules are available, right? Kind of NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and scikit-learn. A lot of are available, right? So what the error is basically in that, suppose you are going to install this, right? Then it will not give an error. Suppose I'm just write import then and NumPy as np, right? So it is not giving an error because collab there are lots of modules pre-installed in that, right? In this environment. Okay, if suppose you're going to run a program in your system, okay, and there is no library of NumPy, so you should install that. Firstly, you install the library and then you can jump to the uh, this import section, right? So if you do not install the NumPy or any kind of library, right, and then you firstly import it into your program, right, then it will give an error, right? And what that is basically the module not found error, right? I'm not getting like what modules is not installed in the collab platform, but yes, so it will kind of a module not found error. This you can read it out. Okay, so I think this is that much clear to you what the like basically what the module error is, can we say, right? Next, suppose that if you should like, can we say uh, and this is also, we can say, like import error is also just same as the module not found error. Also, like module not found error, suppose that np, sorry, numpy we can just say is that an np, and if you not installed into your system, right, then it will give a module error. Suppose that you installed the like the old version of numpy, right, the old version of numpy library, and lots of functions are available in the updated version of numpy, right, and you have not updated it. Okay, so if you like from numpy then import the function that you have not installed which is available in the updated version, right? If you are trying to import that type of library, that type of function, then it will give an import error because you have not still updated. You have to update it by the command. What is the command for updating? A command for updating is that pip install. Pip is a package, right? Pip is a package for installing a library in Python, and also available. Conda is also available for installing a library, but mostly people will use pip, right? So pip is basically for package installer, and pip install minus u is just for the upgrading your library, and then your library name is there, right? So next I think we have yet what we have clear: the import error, module not found error, syntax error, and the index error, right? So let's try one more error about yeah, suppose print a name error. What the name error is? You have not defined, you have not declared this variable before running the program. Just the, it is called a name error. Just for the name, right? A is equal to 10, you declare it, then it will give you, then it will not give it any error. But if you have not if also you can just, because it will store your data into cache in the collapse, that's why it is giving you 10, right? If suppose I'm giving b here, so what will it do? It is the name error because B is not defined before that running the program, right? So you should define the variables, then you can run the program. So that's why name error occurs. I think this is also clear to you. Okay. So let's next section basically. If a simple error also is available, you should not write like the print always in the collab. You just write that 2 plus 2 is also, like it will give you the output 2 to 4, right? If this is integer, this is also an integer. You are going to add two integers, then it will give an integer, right? If I am doing this, what it will give you? Type error. What the type error is? Type error is basically if you are going to concat or any kind of operation, right? Suppose in kind of in the math terms, it will call an integer to integer addition. But in this terms, you are going to concat because the first is your string. You're going to concat this. But in Python program, you cannot concat a string to a integer, right? Two is a string which is in single quotes, and plus is just for concat, and two here it is an what integer. You cannot concat. So why this type error occur? When you are going to perform any operation uh, that is not available or that is not accurate, right? For that, if you are going to like str, when you just typecast this two, then it will not give you any error because you are concat two strings. 2 plus 2 is equal to 22, not 4, and it will give an output of in the form of string, because as per I said, like when you calculate, when you add two integers, then it will give an integer. When you calculate two strings, then it will give you a string. When you calculate one string and one integer, then it will give an type error, right? So hence this is also clear to you, like what the type error is, right? So let's go into the next section and next error. Basically what the next error is, suppose I have implemented the typecasting here, right? So if I am going to typecast a string to an integer, can you give me any guess like what type of error it will give you? I think yeah, so it will give you a valuer. Why the valuer is basically you are going to typecast in string to an integer. There is no way to typecast your I think there is no way in any programming language to typecast your string to an integer. Suppose that how can you treat xyz an integer? You can treat like two string as an integer, but you cannot typecast any you cannot treat xyz as an integer, right? Then it will give you an error here, right? So I think this is value error is also when you are going to typecast or when you are going to convert any data type, right? So that's here the error actually occurs for in Python language, right? And another is you must be familiar about the zero error, right? What is zero error is basically 100 divided by 0. What it will give you? Zero division error. In any subject, sorry, in any subject, what like in maths, you cannot divide 100 by 0. It will give an infinite, right? In Python program, you when you just print 100 by 0, then it will give you zero division error. Why this? Because you are going to divide, because there is a in denominator there is 0, and you cannot put 0 in the denominator, but you can put 0 in the numerator, right? So it will give a 0, right? So this is the here zero division error. Okay, I think this is also much clear to you. And suppose that I'm going to take an input from the user. I think you must know about how to take the input from the user, and what and right, it will give you this, right? Suppose that before this, I'm just pressing Control C, Control X, and Control Z and command, which will interrupt your. This is called keyboard interrupt. When you interrupt your, suppose that you are going to stop your program, right? Suppose you're going to stop your program, then how will you stop? You just press Control X, Control Z, I think, and Control C also for that stopping purpose, right? For the stopping of your program. So this is how you can stop. And this, what will the error occur? There is keyboard interrupt error, right? So I think in this video we have covered syntax error, right? The next is your the list index out of error, that is index error. next is the module not found, and plus in this also the import error is also, and then next is the name error. Next is when you type error, yes, type error is here, then value error, and then zero division error, and then last is your keyboard interrupt error, right? So as also in the starting of the video I explained that you must be familiar with all these error when you are starting learning the programming language, right? In this video I'm just particularly saying about the Python programming, right? So yeah, so I think all of these things I have explained, you must be clear about all this. Okay, so let's wrap up this video. If you are having any issues in Python, you are implementing any program and you are facing any issues or any type of error in that program, so you can just comment on this video. We will fix it out, and right. So I think this is that much. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.